Richard Dawkins, The Selfish Gene. Alright, let's talk about Chapter 10. You scratch my back, I'll ride on yours. Basically, this talks about altruistic behavior and mutualistic behavior. The parental, sexual, and aggressive behavior we already talked about, and now we're going to really talk about cooperation. And here's the thing, oxpeckers seem to be able to eat a lot of things, and here's how these relationships work. Coyote and badger hunting trips are actually pretty common in the wild, and they have to actually work a lot together. Badgers don't seem to be very benefit by this. However, they actually do get cooperation, and they do get the same meals. It seems to be lots and lots of things that happen here, and coyotes seem to need to badger the batters to actually get along with them. This is mutualistic behavior. However, like cactuses and bats feed on the pollens on these cactuses, and these cactuses seem to be able to do lots they can do. They could just make themselves sweeter, and that way they can do lots and lots and lots of more replications. And that's all I could probably say. Survival machines don't always have to belong in the same species to actually do mutualistic behavior. However, some species do that. There are some species that do alarm signals that seem to be able to do lots and lots of things that, happen to be useful to everyone else, but not to themselves. This is not altruistic for some reason. At a first glance, you might think that this is altruistic behavior. However, it is not. The person who gives the warning call almost always dies because the predator is alerted by where that bird or whoever warning is by just the sound of it. Which is why I guess these guys don't really do it that much. Mutualistic behavior seems to also happen lots of times. Hyenas have to work together so that they could get bigger prey. Also, this means sharing food, which is probably not worth it for some hyenas. And some spiders actually start cooperating together to actually create big constructive webs. And a fish who swims obliquely behind another fish, may actually gain the hydrodynamic advantage from the turbulence produced by the fish in the front. This could be partly why fish actually do schools of fish. Many of the suggested benefits of group living have actually been concerned with avoiding being eaten by predators, and that's one of the kind of important things. However, some parasitic behavior seemed to evolve ever since things seemed to happen. One more thing I shall mention here is the oxpecker and the oxes. The oxpecker gets a living from eating ticks. However, if tick season is really bad, oxpeckers will sometimes eat a piece of flesh. However, unless they are punished, this will keep on going, and this will be bad for the oxes. So there has to be like a policing gene that actually goes against this selfish gene saying it uses resources for its own good, but not for the others, for the expense of other resources. Manipulation seems to be one of the things that seem to happen. It's like, if you do something to me, I will do something for you. That's how these relationships seem always work. No altruism. There's no altruism in any of this. Alarm signals and oxpeckers, there's none at all. Mutualism turns into parasitism, and that's a big thing to really talk about. Next time we'll be talking about memes. No, not those memes you're thinking about, and that is the end of today's episode. Shana out. Peace.